9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Live look at downtown Manhattan today. Obviously, we continue to follow the anticipated historic Trump indictment, but also following the markets as well. Big day for the Dow yesterday, adding 300 points.
All right, the Trump indictment, the dominant story, no doubt. But in financial news, some are warning the banking crisis not yet out of the woods. JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon writing in a letter to shareholders yesterday saying, as I write this letter, the current crisis is not yet over. And even when it is behind us, there will be repercussions from it for years to come. But importantly, recent events are nothing like what occurred during the 2008 global financial crisis. Hillary Fordwich is a global business consultant. Krisha Lenzo is a business analyst. Welcome to you both. Jamie Dimon also reportedly said that businesses are pretty healthy, credit losses are extremely low. So, Hillary, what are your takeaways from his message to shareholders?
Well, Emma, it's interesting, actually, and pleasure to be back with you, that he's almost ringing the alarm for the fire and then saying there may be smoke, but there isn't any fire, because he's trying to do both. And that's, I think, because there is a collision here. In the US, we're really affected by the tech sector and the financial sector. After the high-tech burst, the bubble burst in 2000, that really had extensive ripple effects through the economy. And then, of course, in 2008, that he has alluded to, and actually the CFO of Google with their layoffs has alluded to, that financial crisis had vast ripple effects. Now, right now, this point in time, we have both. We have the high-tech sector that hired rapidly during COVID. Why? Because there was an absolutely intense demand for the high-tech talent. So they were hiring rapidly, maybe beyond themselves. So now you're seeing this pullback. And of course, we all know about SVB, the financial bank in Silicon Valley that failed. So this collision, this colliding of those two industries is going to have vast ripple effects through every aspect of the economy. And maybe this is what Jerome Powell wants, because it's wages that drive inflation. And this is certainly going to be a cooling on those wages, and it's going to have an effect everywhere that will be felt.
Sure, and we did see those interest rates rise in the last time we've heard from Fed Chair Jerome Powell, and he spoke. Krisha Lenzo, same question to you as far as the banking crisis per this statement, but also the layoffs that we continue to see seemingly each and every week.
Well, I would just echo the sentiment of Hillary, and that even Jamie Dimon is kind of hedging when it came to his annual shareholder note. He talked about how this is not helping the bulge bracket banks, despite the fact that a lot of these smaller banks like SVB and First Republic, people moved their deposits to Goldman's of the world. This is bad because it erodes people's trust. And that's also what we're seeing when it comes to employees at these tech firms. People are getting laid off on the regular, and CFO Ruth Porat at Google said that when it comes to cost-cutting measures, she's reportedly even starting at the very bottom. I mean, looking at staplers, they're cutting costs when it comes to just even people getting computers. So this is really, really granular, and the layoffs are unexpected. So it is scary for people in the workforce, particularly in tech. And Jamie Dimon does have the right to ring the alarms here because, again, we don't know what's to come, but he is seemingly positive towards the end of his note. He does say that this is nothing like 2008. And when it comes to looking ahead, America's GDP will likely double in the next 20 years. So that's the positive note we'll end on.
Yeah, cutting down again on that stationary, if you will, for Google, but also that announcement back in January that they would lay off about 6% of its workforce, which is around 12,000 jobs. Hillary Fordwich joining us, Krisha Lenzo as well. Thank you both. We appreciate that.